Our vision has always been limited to what we could see with the naked eye. Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn were the first planets we guided with our eyes, contemplated by ancient civilizations like the Egyptians and the Mayans. But what if there was something beyond? Something that might have gone unnoticed? The 5 planets visible to the naked eye have always fascinated humanity. Their precise movements in the sky guided these ancient civilizations, influencing their cultures and religions, opening doors to many myths and legends, and serving as the foundation of astronomy. However, as centuries passed, we realized that what our eyes captured was just the tip of a cosmic iceberg. With the invention of more powerful telescopes, new frontiers were opened. The solar system revealed itself to be much larger and more complex than our ancestors could have ever imagined. It was at the end of the 18th century that the first great revelation occurred. An almost invisible planet to the naked eye was discovered by astronomer William Herschel. Uranus was discovered in 1781 and was the first planet to be found using a telescope, expanding the boundaries of the solar system for the first time in modern history. At the beginning of the 19th century, astronomers noticed that Uranus wasn't behaving as expected. There were discrepancies in its orbit that couldn't be explained by the known gravitational effects of neighboring planets. These anomalies suggested that an unknown force was interfering with Uranus' trajectory. Astronomers suspected that another, as yet unidentified planet might be causing these disturbances. In 1845, French astronomer Urbain Le Verrier and British mathematician John Couch-Adams, working independently of each other, calculated the possible location of this unknown planet. Le Verrier made his calculations based on Isaac Newton's laws of gravitation and predicted where the planet should be in the sky. Le Verrier then sent his predictions to German astronomer Johann Galle, who worked at the Berlin Observatory. On September 23, 1846, Galle, along with his assistant Heinrich d'Arrest, pointed the telescope in the direction indicated by Le Verrier. They found Neptune that very night, less than 1 degree away from the predicted position. This moment marked the first time in history that a planet was discovered purely based on mathematical calculations and not direct observation. To this day, the only spacecraft to visit the planet was Voyager 2 in 1989, whose flyby provided unprecedented photographs and information, still the primary source of data on what is currently known about the planet. With the discovery of Neptune, the disturbances in Uranus' orbit could finally be explained. But these same disturbances observed in Uranus were also noticed in Neptune, and just as they were attributed to the influence of an unknown planet, the most plausible explanation was that there was a 9th planet. It was in this spirit of discovery that Pluto was found on the edges of the solar system in 1930. For decades, we believed we had 9 planets. Pluto, small and distant, was still considered a planet because everyone, including the press, was already calling it one. However, this discovery also foreshadowed future debates. Our observations advanced greatly in the years following this discovery, and we even found several objects similar to Pluto. This was one of the reasons that led to Pluto's demotion to a new category. In 2006, the International Astronomical Union made a decision that shook both the scientific community and the public. Pluto was reclassified as a dwarf planet, and the solar system officially lost one of its most beloved members. These disturbances observed in Uranus and Neptune become more common, though not always evident, as we observe the outer edges of the solar system. Beyond Neptune lies a region where sunlight barely reaches, home to a collection of bodies known as trans-Neptunian objects. They are unlike anything we find closer to the Sun, as small, icy, and with orbits that seem to defy the rules governing the inner planets. These objects are extremely far from the Sun. One example of these trans-Neptunian objects is Sedna, which, when discovered, was relatively close to the Sun, almost at its closest point to our star, twice as far as Neptune. Today, we know that its distance becomes much greater at the farthest point of its orbit, reaching almost 1,000 times farther from the Sun than the Earth, and it was one of the first extremely trans-Neptunian objects ever discovered. A pattern emerged as more of these objects were found. They all have their closest point to the Sun in the same region of space. This is both fascinating and strange because they should be randomly distributed throughout the universe. There are several theories and explanations for this behavior that don't involve a new planet, some even too complex for the human mind to fully grasp. But nothing can rule out another factor that could explain this clustering of orbits: an extremely trans-Neptunian planet, perhaps even in an opposite orbit compared to other objects, with at least 6 times the mass of Earth. This is where the fascinating idea of a Planet 9 emerges, orbiting the Sun at such an extreme distance that even with the most powerful telescopes, we have yet to see it. This planet would have such a long and distant orbit that it would take between 10,000 and 20,000 years to complete one revolution around the Sun. Its gravitational forces would be strong enough to influence the orbits of trans-Neptunian objects, explaining the strange disturbances we observe in these distant regions. But Planet 9 wouldn't just be a distant giant. It could hold many secrets about the formation of the solar system. One of the most intriguing theories suggests that in the early days of the solar system, it was ejected from a closer orbit, perhaps due to gravitational interactions with Jupiter or Saturn. Another, even bolder hypothesis is that Planet 9 might not even be native to our solar system. It could have been captured from a distant star that passed by billions of years ago, making it an interstellar visitor, a remnant from another part of the galaxy. The evidence supporting the existence of this planet lies in the orbits of trans-Neptunian bodies. Objects like Sedna, for example, have highly elliptical orbits that take them to absurdly long distances from the Sun, returning only after thousands of years. These bodies share a common characteristic: their orbits seem to have been altered by something out there, something we haven't yet seen. The search for Planet 9 is one of the great missions of modern astronomy. Although the evidence points to its existence, finding it directly has proven incredibly difficult. It could be at the farthest point of its orbit, which means it receives so little sunlight that it would be almost invisible, even to the most advanced telescopes. Additionally, its movement is extremely slow, making it even harder to detect among the vast starry background. But science doesn't give up easily. Telescopes like Pan-STARRS and the future Vera C. Rubin Observatory are scanning the skies in search of any sign of this elusive planet. Each new piece of data narrows the search area, but the mystery remains. Are we looking in the right places? Or is it hiding in a region we have yet to explore? If Planet 9 is found, it won't just be another body added to the solar system's catalog. Its discovery would have profound implications. It could confirm theories about planet formation and gravitational dynamics in the most remote regions of the solar system. More than that, it could radically change our understanding of how planets can form and migrate between star systems. There's also another possibility: what if Planet 9 is, in fact, an interstellar visitor? That could force us to rewrite the history of the solar system. What would this planet tell us about cosmic encounters between stars and the secrets these interactions may hold? The search for Planet 9 is far from over, but with each new clue, we get a little closer to the truth. When it is finally discovered, if it is, it will redefine the limits of our knowledge. It will open doors to new explorations, showing us that the universe is far more vast and mysterious than we ever imagined. The discovery of Planet 9 would be a landmark in modern science, the first new planet found in nearly a century. Want to know what else is hidden in the depths of space? Subscribe to the channel and join us as we explore the unknown universe together. See you in the next video.